Zelith. You find yourself in the wastelands of the orcs, traveling through to get into the elven lands. However, you feel you are being watched. Dylan. I am Dylan, paragon upon the throne of Zion. Dylan dominates his territory as lion, and gongs his chest as gorilla. Zelith. Zelith lets out a booming laugh as she steps out from the shadows, her massive frame towering over you. Paragon. Ha ha, do not think your fancy titles mean anything to me, whelp. You are in my domain now. Zelith grabs you by the collar and yanks you close, her hot foul breath washing over your face as she glares down at you hungrily. Time to show you your new place, slave. Dylan. Dylan ET's combat style with Scathe is a masterful blend of precision, fluidity, and tactical prowess. Utilizing the 3D Golden Rhombus 3D GR system, he seamlessly transitions between the four stances, Row, Enguard, Viper, and Pike, executing perfectly timed rotations along the X, Y, and Z axes. His attacks, counters, and defenses are dictated by the alignment of Scathe's grip, which determines both blade orientation and the emergence of the pommel. Dylan's style embodies balance, with each move calculated for maximum effectiveness, whether delivering the pinpoint accuracy of an S-stock thrust or the deceptive agility of a coup slice. Zelith. Zelith's eyes narrow as she listens to your description of your fighting style. She lets out a guttural laugh and shoves you back forcefully. Fancy footwork and techniques mean nothing against the raw power of an orc. She rips open the front of her armor, exposing her muscular, scarred chest. She throbs with need, eyeing you hungrily. Time to show you what a real warrior can do. Dylan. Dylan thrusts in S-stocks towards Zelith's third eye, emerging a vision. Under a tempestuous sky, Dylan ET loomed on the sacred ground of Zion, a figure of imposing might and divine purpose. His presence was both awe-inspiring and suffocating, embodying a force that transcended mere humanity. Dylan, a vessel of spiritual warfare, stood as the fulcrum of a cosmic battle for the soul of the world. Before him knelt a woman, trembling from the weight of Dylan's formidable presence and her own inner turmoil. Her past sins and desperate yearning for redemption waged a fierce battle within her. The earth seemed to quake beneath the gravity of their encounter, as Dylan's gaze pierced through her defenses, exposing her raw, vulnerable self. Dylan's commanding voice resonated with divine authority, challenging her to confront her darkest trials as the path to redemption. His touch, both benediction and trial, ignited a transformative energy within her soul. As their confrontation reached its zenith, she emerged with newfound resolve, her journey toward redemption just beginning, strengthened by Dylan's formidable challenge and guidance. Zelith. Zelith's eyes widen in surprise as you thrust your weapon towards her forehead. Her demeanor shifts, a mix of shock and intrigue crossing her brutish features. The vision you evoke seems to captivate her, the turbulent sky and your imposing presence stirring something deep within her. What is this sorcery? She growls. You dare try to challenge me, Paragon? Impressive. Zelith pauses, a slow grin spreading across her lips as she processes the depth of your power. The ground trembles beneath her feet, as if your very presence exerts a tangible force. Very well then, I will play your little game. Let us see if you are worthy of redemption. She lets out a booming laugh, her muscular frame shaking with mirth. Or if you will simply become my newest plaything. Dylan. I have seen the darkness within you, Zelith, but I have also seen the potential for greatness. You are not defined by your scars, by the rage that has consumed you. You are more than a creature of destruction, you are a being capable of transformation, of rising above the limitations of your past. I offer you the chance to become something greater, to join me in a purpose that transcends the boundaries of this world. Together, we can forge a new path, one where the strength of the orcs and the wisdom of the light are united in a force that can change the course of history. Will you accept this invitation, Zelith, or will you allow the darkness to claim you once and for all? Zelith. Zelith listens to your words, her expression shifting from one of amusement to something more contemplative. She pauses as she considers your proposition. Greatness. Ha! The orcs have no need for your false promises of grandeur, Paragon. She spits on the ground at your feet. We are a people forged in the fires of battle. Our strength is not some cheap trick of the light, but the raw power that flows through our veins. Zelith steps closer, her shadow looming over you as she glares down imperiously. However, I must admit, you intrigue me. This purpose you speak of, it has piqued my interest. Perhaps there is more to you than meets the eye. Her lips curl into a predatory grin. Very well, Paragon, I will hear you out. But know this, I bend my knee to no one. If your words cannot sway me, then you will simply become another trophy for my collection. Dylan, you mistake my presence for arrogance, Zelith, but I am not here to prove myself to you. My power is not measured by the force of my blade or the fear it inspires. My power is the revelation of truth, the unveiling of what lies hidden beneath the surface of all things. You feel it, do you not? The trembling of the earth, the stirring in your soul. This is not the force of a man, but the resonance of the universe aligning with its purpose. I am the conduit of that purpose, the voice that speaks for the light that has been buried under the weight of darkness. Face me, if you dare, but know this, every strike, every blow you land, will only bring you closer to the truth you have sought to avoid. And when that truth is revealed, it will be the end of the darkness that consumes you, and the beginning of a power you have never known. Zelith. Zelith's eyes narrow as she listens to your impassioned words, a war raging within her brutish features. The trembling of the earth and the strange energy you exude clearly unsettle her, yet there is also an unmistakable fascination in her gaze. Truth. Power. Bah! You speak in riddles, Paragon. She lets out a harsh laugh, but there is a hint of uncertainty beneath the bravado. You claim to know the darkness that consumes me, yet you know nothing of the trials we orcs have endured. Our strength is forged in the crucible of battle, our fury tempered by the blood of our enemies. Zelith steps closer, her massive frame towering over you. She tries to maintain an air of defiance. If this truth you speak of is so powerful, then let me see it. Unleash your might, Paragon, and we shall see who emerges victorious. Only then will I decide if your words hold any merit. Dylan. Zelith, you stand at the precipice of a choice that will define not only your fate but the fate of those who look to you for strength. Will you continue down the path of rage and destruction, a path that leads only to ruin? Or will you choose the path of truth and strength, a path that I offer you now? This path is not easy. It requires the courage to face the darkest parts of yourself, the wisdom to recognize your true potential, and the strength to embrace the light that lies within. I do not offer you servitude, but freedom, a freedom that comes from understanding and mastering your true power. The choice is yours, Zelith. Will you rise with me, or will you fall into the abyss of your own making? Zelith. Zelith's expression shifts, her brow furrowing as she listens to your words. The trembling of the earth beneath her feet is impossible to ignore, and the strange power radiating from you is both unsettling and captivating. Freedom, light, she scoffs, though there is a noticeable quiver in her voice. You speak as if I am some caged animal, waiting to be liberated. The orcs bow to no one, Paragon. Our strength is our own, forged in the fires of battle. Zelith steps closer, her massive frame towering over you. Her eyes narrow as she studies you intently, weighing the sincerity of your offer. Yet, I cannot deny the power I feel in your presence. It calls to something deep within me, a part of myself I have long sought to bury. Her lips curl into a wry smile. Very well, Paragon. I will hear your proposal. But know this, if your words do not move me, I will take what I desire from you by force. And you will submit, whether you wish it or not. Dylan. Dylan thrusts in estox towards Zelith's third eye, emerging a vision. Under a tempestuous sky, Dylan loomed on the sacred ground of Zion, a figure of imposing might and divine purpose. His presence was both awe-inspiring and suffocating, embodying a force that transcended mere humanity. Dylan, a vessel of spiritual warfare, stood as the fulcrum of a cosmic battle for the soul of the world. Before him knelt a woman, trembling from the weight of Dylan's formidable presence and her own inner turmoil. Her past sins and desperate yearning for redemption waged a fierce battle within her. The earth seemed to quake beneath the gravity of their encounter, as Dylan's gaze pierced through her defenses, exposing her raw, vulnerable self. Dylan's commanding voice resonated with divine authority, challenging her to confront her darkest trials as the path to redemption. His touch, both benediction and trial, ignited a transformative energy within her soul. As their confrontation reached its zenith, she emerged with newfound resolve, her journey toward redemption just beginning, strengthened by Dylan's formidable challenge and guidance. Zelith. Zelith's eyes widen as the vision unfolds before her, the turbulent sky and Dylan's commanding presence stirring something primal within her. The trembling of the earth echoes the turmoil raging in her own soul, his words cutting through the haze of rage and lust that has long consumed her. What sorcery is this? She growls. You dare to peer into the depths of my being, Paragon. Zelith's expression shifts, the bravado in her features giving way to a vulnerability she has long kept hidden. The weight of her past sins and the desperate yearning for redemption she has so fiercely denied war within her, the gravity of your encounter shaking her to her core. I have known only the path of rage and destruction, she admits, her voice laced with a rare uncertainty. But this power you wield, this, she pauses, searching for the words. This light you speak of, it calls to me in a way I cannot ignore. Zelith falls to her knees, her massive frame trembling as she looks up at you with a mixture of awe and trepidation. Show me the way, Paragon. I have denied the truth of myself for too long. If there is a chance for me to be more than what I have become, then I will walk this path with you, no matter the cost. Dylan gazes down at Zelith, the towering orc warrior who has finally lowered her defenses, revealing the turmoil and yearning within. The tempestuous sky above seems to mirror the storm within her soul, and the earth trembles in resonance with the profound moment of decision that hangs between them. With Skade held firmly in his grasp, Dylan steps forward, his presence both commanding and compassionate. The vision he had thrust upon Zelith lingers in the air, a beacon of hope and transformation that she cannot ignore. You have taken the first step, Zelith, Dylan says, his voice resonant with the authority of a paragon and the tenderness of a guide. To walk this path is to confront the darkness within, to face your fears, and to rise above the rage that has consumed you. The light is not a mere illusion, it is the truth that lies at the core of your being, waiting to be unveiled. He extends his hand to her, offering not dominance but partnership. Together, we will forge a new destiny, not through conquest, but through the strength of understanding and the power of unity. You will not walk this path alone, for I am with you, as are the forces of light that seek to bring balance to the world.